Hello, it is World Wide Web, Wednesday, November 24th, 2021. Steve Sipress here on Thanksgiving Eve here in the U.S. Hope you and yours are having a fantastic holiday. If you're located here in the U.S., around the world, you don't care. Anyway, so World Wide Web Wednesday and what's going on the web? Well, studies have shown, and doesn't really take studies for you to know that e-commerce grew at an absolute all-time record pace last year. And so as reports come out this year, the latest one just came out for Q2, still growing, about a 20% clip, not nearly the 400% growth that we saw last year, where, of course, due to shutdowns in the U.S. and all over the world, people were almost forced to go shopping online and get things delivered to their doors and all that kind of stuff. Now, with things opening back up, of course, depending on where you are, especially here in the U.S., there is still different states are run in different ways. Some are based on science and freedom and are open and things are fine. And the ones where they're having higher COVID cases and more problems with the virus are the authoritarian, anti-science, arbitrary, lockdown, restrictive type states. So depending on where you are, of course, there's still either a lot more or a little bit more or the same amount of online shopping going on. So one business lesson in all of this is, of course, there's a few. One is, if you haven't yet found a way to sell your products or services online, still a good idea. E-commerce, even though it's slowed down from its record pace of last year, not going anywhere. Second lesson is, I see a lot of people that are selling programs, courses on how to do e-commerce. In fact, they're selling entire e-commerce businesses. I know a couple of people who that's their business, is building up and flipping e-commerce sites, and you want to be careful. They're going to show you all the gaudy numbers of all the great big sales and the growth and the explosions going on. Realize it's still growing, but it is not growing at the record pace that are likely the numbers you're seeing when people are attempting to sell you their e-commerce sites. So be careful. Understand, yes, it's still growing, but you're going to see unbelievably, well, they're believable because they happen, but you're going to see record, humongous stratospheric growth, likely, that the people are going to show you. Those are figures from last year, figures this year, and likely next year, not quite as stratospherically high. Although I say that now with a grain of salt, because who knows next year? I mean, the authoritarian, arbitrary, anti-science, rule with an iron fist rulers really have a lot of fun and love power, and they can see how easily people gave up their freedoms and acquiesced to the heavy hand of the government. And I'm sure they're just salivating over making up whatever next thing they can and making it into, maybe not making it up, but making it into a tremendous big deal so they can exercise their power and authority again and shut things down, in which case e-commerce would go up again. So again, my number one suggestion is, if you're not getting into e-commerce yet, you ought to get into it. And that'll do it for World Wide Web. Wednesday, November 24th, 2021. Have a fantastic Thanksgiving. I will be back tomorrow on Throwback Thursday, Thanksgiving Day. I'll catch you then. Over and out. Bye-bye.